I'm Georgina, and this is Sherwin. We are past Leos. Um, we are affectionately known as Listra and Brent.
2005 to 2009. Um, Georgina?
I have been in the club from 2002 to 2009.
Okay. In the Caribbean, for me, it's mostly the interaction that you get with the local population, going out to do the projects. I think here, being in the UK, we're somewhat restricted in terms of how many projects you could do, especially since GDPR came in. So there's quite a lot of data protection and regulations that you have to be aware of. Whereby when we were in the Caribbean at that time, I guess it wasn't that prevalent. So it was a lot easier to just go out to the communities and interact with individuals. So I think for me, that's probably one of the things I miss the most.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. A kindness project, I would say, well, there's a few, but I'm in my mind now, I'm remembering the house we helped. Was it that we helped build it or we helped paint and
The stadium. There's a few projects, isn't it?
the one in the state by the stadium, I think. That's what I remember.
Okay.
We did it in conjunction with the St. George's what is it, St. George's Youth Club? And I working with other groups in the community to make a difference in people's lives. I think that for me is really, really taking kindness to another level, like bringing the kindness out in the project itself, but also working with other people to get it done.
For me, I think, well, there's two that really stand out for me. The first one was there was a little boy, I believe in St. David's, where we helped with providing some sort of eye treatment for him, and then we bought him some pair of glasses. I believe he had some sort of lazy eye syndrome. I'm not sure, I can't quite remember exactly what it was that was causing the problem, but we helped help him with this in terms of getting the treatment and then getting glasses. But another one that really sticks out for me, to be perfectly honest, which is one I think that's cherished the most, is the Christmas Christmas shopping for the elderly.
Yes.
I think this exemplifies everything it is to be a Leo. And in terms of going out also with the elderly individuals, who some of them would probably be at home around that time of year alone. So going out with them, buying the shopping, and then taking them out for a day trip. I think that's everything that Leo or Lionism is all about.
Yeah.
Do you, Omega? Yeah, I think it's just replicating kindness, really. Because if you do a good deed, then at least what you would hope is that individual would learn from it. And then they would share it on also, and they would share their experience with others. So whereby it becomes infectious. It's just like if you have a community whereby everyone starts saying hello to each other, then it becomes part of the norm. So as Leos going out there doing projects, sharing that kindness, if they're doing that charity work, you hope that it rubs off on individuals, and then they themselves in turn could help others. So you just think that behavior could be replicated.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose an example would be, we did projects in the past where we would have bought like white goods for people, so like stove and fridge and that sort of thing. And you would hope that, let's say if the neighbor's hungry, they would be able to then use that stove to cook a meal for their neighbor and give it to them without, remembering that somebody gave them that stove, and then they can now give food to someone else. I think, well, we would hope that. Yeah, I think we've quickly realized that there were not a lot of Leo clubs. Anyway, we were old enough to be Lions anyway, so we decided to look for a Lions club. And eventually, was it in 2015, we found one and we joined, and they were so happy because they don't normally get Lions who were Leos. So they were really excited. I mean, to be honest, they didn't take very long to badge us up, as they say. Yeah, so we've been in the Lions Club of South Grand District now since 2015. Sherwin has been president. I have been president. Yeah. Yeah. And here the projects are quite different. I think this is what Sherwin was talking about when he, talked about being in the community more. Here it's more, I would say, raising funds and then passing the money on so people can do things. I mean, we do small things, I would say. I mean, we are hoping in the future that we could change that.
I think what's different here is the fact that you have to be so careful in terms of individuals' details, and like I mentioned earlier with the GDPR compliance, it makes it very, very difficult. So for instance, you won't just be able to go into a community and just start trying to get direct contact or even trying to get to schools. It's very, very tricky for us as a club. But what we do have is you have different networks that you could use. So for instance, we would raise the money, we would raise funds and then pass it on to the teachers, which in then could do a project within the school. And then you could probably just show up, get your banner in or whatnot for a bit of publicity. But to actually do projects with kids, although we get vetted and everything else, it's quite challenging. We do get requests from members of the public, so they would come in to us directly, and then it's not an issue. But we won't be able to go to the council, for instance, to ask for who's the needy individuals within that community. So we'd have to work alongside the council. So that's how it works here. In general.
We really depend on people reaching out to us to ask for help in a way. I mean, I suppose one of our more, what I would say, popular projects that we do is when we take is it like 150 children to Paulton's Park? So it's this big theme park where they can just enjoy themselves for the day. Their parents can have a break because this is disabled children, so their carers can come with them if they want, but it's really just to give their parents a break and then give the children something nice to do. Yeah, so that's what we do on this side of St. George's. From past Leos, we just want to say happy 51st anniversary and keep going strong, keep being kind. I love your theme this year. Keep being kind, especially in this pandemic. There's so much that we can do as Lions and Leos. Have a wonderful time.
Continue to serve.
Yeah, nice one.